So, it's Halloween again, and you can tell because all of these things have come back all of a sudden. So of course that means spooky, scary skeletons is a meme that comes back. Everybody starts saying spoopy, and everybody gets a little bit scary, a bit spooky, and everything gets a bit weird. This guy also comes back, and there's also this, which I found, and it scares me, and I don't like it, and it's for kids, and why would kids want this? Look at its eyes! Look at it! Just look at that! Look, they spin! They don't need to spin. Hate it. So, Luigi's Mansion, yeah, we all know a new one's coming out, literally in a couple of days, but where did it all start? Let's find out in this video. This is the SNF Halloween Special 2019. Luigi's Mansion 3 is a very, very weird series. A series that started off on the GameCube and is now getting a brand new third entry on the Nintendo Switch. I cannot wait to talk about Luigi's Mansion 3. So, with Luigi's Mansion 3 right around the corner, releasing in just a couple of days, let's take a look at the GameCube game that originally came out in 2001, the 3DS game, the sequel, Luigi Mansion Dark Moon, which came out in 2013, the arcade game, which a few of you might know that exists. It's a very, very rare arcade game, but yeah, there's an arcade game. And also the 3DS remake of the first one, which released last year in 2018. Now, of course, we'll also cover the third game, but I can't really talk about much to do with the Switch one because it's not out yet, but I can sort of talk about my thoughts on it, so I'm very, very excited. So sit back, relax. This might be a long video, so if you want to maybe grab a drink or grab some popcorn or stuff. And let's look at the first game in the series, Luigi's Mansion for Nintendo GameCube, releasing in 2001. So, the first Luigi's Mansion was a launch title for the GameCube, and it launched on the 14th of September 2001 in Japan. In Europe, it didn't launch till May of 2002. Also launched in North America on November the 18th, 2001. Now, this was a GameCube launch title, and at the time, you know, people would have been expecting that main series Mario, the Mario 64, the Mario World, the Super Mario Bros., the new Mario game, but we didn't get that. Instead of getting a brand new Mario game, we got Luigi's Mansion. We got a action-adventure survival horror game, and it was a very, very weird choice for Nintendo to make. All those risks took off, and yeah, this game was the best-selling GameCube launch title. Obviously, it's a Mario kind of game, it's got Luigi in it, and yeah, it was the driving force behind the Nintendo GameCube's first initial sales, and did really, really well in its opening week. In fact, it did better than Mario 64 in its first week. The game was that good, it was the 5th best-selling GameCube game on the entire console. The game was initially revealed at Nintendo Space World 2000, and it showed off one of the first sort of graphical capabilities for the GameCube, and sort of showed off what the GameCube could do. It had full motion video footage and scenes and trailers and stuff like that, and there was some more beta things that also added in there, but wasn't in the final release. The year later, at the E3 of that year, E3 2001, they showed off the GameCube and a newer version of the game, and it really did impress people. It was a more sort of more closer to launch game, similar to what we've seen with Luigi's Mansion 3 actually, where we got that direct and it was kind of a basic, an early version of it, and then later in E3 we actually got a better version of it. In the game you play as Luigi and you take the new weapon and the vacuum cleaner suction thingy called the Poltergust 3000. It's like a modified vacuum cleaner that you use to suck up the ghosts, and use the Game Boy Horror, which is kind of like a map that you use in the game. The game itself has a story mode, and that's really the idea of the game. It's a story based game, and it takes over 4 stages, and there's also a training room and a gallery as well. The game does focus more on exploration and going around the mansion, trying to find these ghosts and sucking up as most ghosts as possible. Other games in the series went for a more linear style with level based, where this one seems to be, from what I've seen and what I've played, seems to be more like, you know, not open world, but you can go anywhere, and it feels less restricted in this one. And you know, that sounds weird because it's the first in the series, but that's the way it was. You know, it's less linear, the original version, than it is to other games. As with most Mario games, the plot's pretty simple in this. Luigi has won a mansion in a contest without entering a contest. It's weird how he gets the mansion, and he told Mario about the mansion, and the two of them have agreed to go together to find this mansion. So Luigi goes, and Mario is nowhere to be seen, and Luigi goes inside, Well, he shouldn't have done that, but still, he goes inside and he finds Professor Egad and he tells him more, and the story progresses. I won't say too much because I don't really want to ruin the story, because it is a really good game, and I feel like if I said more on the story, it would kind of ruin it. Overall, the game did really, really well. I mean, IGN gave it a 7 out of 10, and Game Informer gave it 9 out of 10. Nintendo Life gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was seen as a pretty good game. I feel like at the time, though, people were kind of disappointed in it, in the sense of they thought the GameCube was coming, and it was coming, but they really wanted a new Mario game, and that's what they got. They got a Luigi's Mansion. So, you know, it was good that Nintendo was trying something new, but I feel like at the time people wanted more of a main series Mario game. Because you got to think, you know, this came out in 2001. The last main series Mario game was Mario 64 in '96, so people would have been wanting a new Mario game by now. The game did really, really well after this, though. I mean, the Luigi's Mansion games have been referenced in countless things. They've been in Mario Party 6, where Egad's been in it, and Mario and Luigi, and Mario Sunshine. Egad's referenced. Smash Bros. There's loads of Luigi's Mansions. The Luigi Mansion stage in Smash Bros. The game's been successful. And because the game was so successful, 12 years later, Nintendo released Luigi's Mansion 2 for the Nintendo 3DS. But before we move on, let's take a quick look at the actual reveal of Luigi's Mansion. There's some really, really terrible footage. I say terrible, it's really kind of outdated, not the best footage, but there's some footage of the actual reveal of this at one of the really, really early E3s. I think it's E3 2000. Let's take a look. Oh, and before this clip starts, I think this might be the most awkward moment in the history of anything. Yeah, this is a bit awkward.
Now we're going to take a quick glance at our next game. It's the next in the Mario series.
Oh wow, I love this clip. The guy's like, the new entry in the Mario series, everyone's like, whoa, yeah! And then it just turns to Luigi's Mansion's logo and everyone's like, silent. I think one guy goes, woo! So, I love that clip. But yeah, this is really early, I think, beta footage of the game. Again, the footage isn't perfect, it's very grainy. You've got to imagine, you know, this is probably recorded in, what, 2000? And, you know, that would have been shown on a TV screen. It's going to be a bit messy. It's going to be recorded as well. Either way, very, very cool to see this footage. Initially revealed at E3 2012, Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon was a sequel to Luigi's Mansion. After a 12-year wait, fans finally got the sequel that they really, really wanted. Fans would only have to wait a couple of months because the game then launched in March of 2013. The game wasn't developed by Nintendo, it was actually developed by Next Level Games and published by Nintendo. If you don't know who Next Level Games are, they've made the Mario Strikers series and the Mario Strikers Charged games as well. They also made Punch-Out for the Wii. They made some third-party games as well on other consoles like Captain America, Tom Clancy, Transformers. They also made this game, Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon. They also made Metroid Prime Federation Force, but we'll not really go there, we'll not talk about that one. And they're also making Luigi's Mansion 3, which I didn't know about. And of course, in Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, you of course still play as Luigi, and Professor Egad is still there, but this time in Luigi's Mansion 2 it was a little bit more linear. It was a little bit more level-based, and yeah, not easier in a way, but it was less free. And I feel like this decision was made because it was going on as a portable console, you know? You don't want to be exploring a certain point, you know? You want to be doing a little bit at a time, little chunks, and I feel like that's why the game was sort of separated like that. They wanted to make it into little chunks and decided to make it a little bit more linear. It just makes sense. A portable console, people have less time to play it. It's pick up and play. It made sense to have like little mission-based levels. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon sold really, really well when it first came out. It became the 6th best-selling Nintendo 3DS game in April 2013. It was one of them initial sort of first-party big exclusive for the 3DS. You know, you got to think when the 3DS first came out, you didn't really have much. You had Pilot Wings, and that was about it at launch. Then you had things like Mario Kart 7, Super Mario 3D Land, and now you get into 2013, more games are starting to come out, and this was one of them big first-party games before Pokemon that really, really pushed the 3DS. It is believed that Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon has sold around 5.45 million units worldwide, and that's pretty impressive for a game that isn't Smash Bros, isn't Mario, isn't Pokemon. It's done pretty well for 3DS. All in all, when it came out, the game got really, really good reviews and some mixed reviews. Lots of people liked the new game, but some of the fans were a little bit disappointed that it wasn't similar to the original. This series had evolved at this point, similar to how Paper Mario has sort of evolved, where it's kind of changed the genre a little bit. This time in Luigi's Mansion, they didn't go for like a full open mansion. They went for a little bit more linear based, and that puts some fans off, you know. That's why you have some really good reviews, 9s, 10s, and then you have some reviews like GameSpot where they've only given it 6.5 out of 10. So some fans were a little bit put off by this, but overall, you know, people enjoyed it. The game was that successful, it even sparked a arcade game. I'm not lying about this. This is 100% real. In fact, there might be some footage on screen right now of me playing this arcade game back in like 2017 on my old channel. Yeah, I'm gonna have some footage playing now. This is pre-SNF, everybody. Pre even the beginning of the old SNF account. This was taken in, I believe, would have been the weekend after the ARMS launch. So we're talking June, mid to late June 2017, and that's before I didn't have anything based on Nintendo, anything YouTube channel. So yeah, there was a arcade game. From what I remember of it, I believe you would just be sucking up the ghosts. It would kind of be like a gyro control. You pick up the big Poltergust 3000. It would vibrate. You know, it was a really, really cool experience. There was little curtains on the side of the arcade machine, so it'd be dark. Yeah, it's a pretty cool experience. I think you paid £1 or £2 to play it, and you got about five-ish minutes to do it. I think you have to get the best score. It was like a high score based thing. Yeah, from what I played, I really enjoyed the arcade game, and I believe it was kind of based off this game for 3DS. It might even be the same engine, I'm not sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed the arcade game, and every time I try and find one, I'll use it. But yeah, you don't really get them that often in the UK. I think there's only 1 or 2 in the whole of the UK. But yeah, every time I see one, I'll pop in £1 and play it. It is pretty good. And you know, if you ever see one of these arcade games, the game itself, I think, was like an on-rail sort of Luigi's Mansion experience, which was kind of different to the normal games, but I think it was made with a similar art style, obviously. I'm trying to slow this footage down so you can kind of see all inside this little arcade machine. You actually sit down inside it, and it's all decked out inside. It really is beautiful. They've really taken their time on it. Yeah, a beautiful, beautiful job. You know, it really does look nice. It's not just a quick cash grab. They've really done a good job. See Toad there. There's like the weird curtains on the side, which kind of keep the light out a little bit. Yeah, very, very cool that they made this. They put a lot of effort into it. And the actual Poltergust 3000s you can actually hold. Look, they're pretty cool. And you can see them here for size. You know, they're pretty big. I mean, I'm slowing down this footage now, but yeah, it looks exact. It's got the button on it that works. It vibrates. It pulls back. It goes forward. It does feel like a true Luigi's Mansion experience. It's hard to sort of describe it with it just being a vacuum cleaner, but if you could imagine how Luigi feels in Luigi's Mansion, it's pretty close. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion arcade version was really, really fun. It really did surprise me. I believe it's the first time the series had co-op at that point. Yeah, a lot of effort went into this, and I believe it might have been Namco that made this, because I know they make the other Nintendo machines. Yeah, very, very impressed. If you ever get a chance to play it, go and try it. It's very, very good. After the year of Luigi in 2013, things went pretty quiet for Luigi's Mansion. We got a couple of references in Smash Bros, a Smash Bros stage. Yeah, things went pretty quiet. Then we had the Simon Belmont reveal for Smash Bros, and that had Luigi with his Poltergust 3000, and it was kind of like, oh, Luigi's Mansion. But then in 2018 we had Luigi's Mansion, the original GameCube game. Now, I admit I haven't played the 3DS version of the GameCube game. It does seem to be pretty much the same. Improved graphics in some places, and I believe it has a map on the bottom screen. There's obviously some other functions that they've added in as well, but nothing, you know, groundbreaking or whatever. It seemed just to be pretty much a GameCube port, similar to how they've really done the Zelda ones. You know, they redid Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, 3DS. It seemed to be similar to those ports. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS came out, I believe, October the 19th, 2018, last year, and that sold decently, I heard. Considering it was sort of an end to the 3DS, you know, the 3DS is ending. It was one of the last games coming out for it, and I believe it sold pretty well still. So that's it for Luigi's Mansion up until that point. We had Luigi's Mansion 1 on the GameCube in 2001, then 12 years later we had Luigi's Mansion 2 for 3DS. We had some arcade games, which was very, very weird. Then we had a 3DS port, And, you know, the history of Luigi's Mansion's been kind of up and down, you know. Nintendo have been really promoting it a lot of the time, and then it sort of goes quiet for a bit, then it comes back again. It's kind of similar to Star Fox in that way, you know. Star Fox kind of has a massive game every now and then goes quiet again. It kind of dips in and out of popularity, and that's a good thing, you know. We're always surprised when we get a new game. And that's why, in late 2018, that's why we got really, really surprised when we heard the reveal of... That's right, we got the reveal for Luigi's Mansion 3 in September of 2018 in that Nintendo Direct, and yeah, it was amazing that we got that reveal, you know. Like I said previously, that we don't really know much about Luigi's Mansion in the sense of what Nintendo really does with it, you know. A Smash Bros game, we can pretty much expect that every system. A Mario Kart game, we can expect that every system. Luigi's Mansion's been a bit hit or miss, you know. Sometimes they'll really promote it, like I said, and sometimes they won't really promote it, and it will kind of fade out a little bit. But yeah, a brand new Luigi's Mansion game was announced for Nintendo Switch in September of 2018, and I'll admit, you know, that initial teaser trailer did look a little bit rough around the edges. The lighting didn't look perfect, but in my opinion, it's when we saw it at E3. Now, what we saw at E3 was really, really good. I believe it was like some of the best visuals you've ever seen on Nintendo Switch. Now, the lighting on that looked beautiful. The denim on Luigi's jumpsuit thing, overalls, there you go, looked amazing. Genuinely did look amazing, and it gets to a point now, like, people are saying, you know, Nintendo, oh, they're not as powerful, but Nintendo really make their consoles for the games they want to make. If Luigi's looking like this, they don't really need any more powerful hardware to do it, so, you know, why would they make the Switch more powerful than it already is? It'd be nice so we can get some more third-party stuff, but if Luigi, this is the best Luigi's going to look, I think, and it really does look amazing. And this isn't even Nintendo developing this. This is Next Level that's doing this, and it is truly taking the graphics to the next level. Yeah, it does look really, really good. But what I'm liking about this is they're really pushing it. Like, there's a new pirate stage they just announced. There's a bunch of stuff, and they're doing online with this. Now, that's amazing. You know, online co-op, Gooigi looks really, really fun. You can get the different coloured Gooigis and go around and do the online, and there's like party modes in there. They're not just going for a story mode with this. They're really like grabbing everything they possibly can and saying, let's make the ultimate Luigi's Mansion experience. Let's have a story mode. Let's have a battle mode. Let's have an online mode. Let's have this. Let's have that. It really is all coming together as the ultimate Luigi's Mansion game. Now, it's not out yet. It's not out yet, so I can't fully make a judgment on it. But from what they've said, from what they've shown, it does look amazing. It does look really, really beautiful. Now, another thing that they're doing for Luigi's Mansion 3 is what I think is pretty cool, is for the pre-order, you're actually getting a glow-in-the-dark steelbook, which is very, very cool. I know some games before, I think Smash Bros got a steelbook pre-order. Very, very cool. I can't wait for it to come out. And you also get a keyring as well as you pre-order. It does seem very, very cool. I can't wait to pre-order it. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3, very, very excited for. It could be up there on my Game of the Year, as you know. I'm doing a Christmas special this year where I talk about my Game of the Year. I don't know, I've had a lot of games come out this year. We had Mario Maker and other things, and Crash Team Racing, and Zelda, and other stuff. Yoshi was this year as well. We've had a good year for game releases. So, you know, Luigi's Mansion could be up there. You know, it could be one of my best games of the year, if not the best game of the year for me. My Game of the Year. I don't know. I'm very, very excited for it, though. I think it is beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful game. You know, I just can't wait for it. I was impressed when they first showed the teaser, and then when they showed it at E3, it was like, wow, really, really good. But one thing I will say is, you know, it's just amazing how Nintendo are really, really pushing the Switch recently. Now, I've been thinking about this, and you know, Yoshi was the first game to be run on that Unreal Engine 4. that was great, you know, how that looked really, really beautiful. You know, it was 30 FPS, it was a little bit stuttery in some edges, in some stages. Yeah, but, you know, it was fine. Zelda Link's Awakening is a beautiful, beautiful game. Fantastic. There's a little bit of blur, but I like the blur to it. And Luigi's Mansion 3 just blows everything out of the water. It just looks absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for this to come out. And what's even better about this is Nintendo are releasing a game on a Thursday. They're releasing Luigi's Mansion 3 on a Thursday, which sounds very, very weird, but they're actually releasing it Halloween. They're releasing it on the 31st of October, which is amazing, amazing idea. So I actually can't wait for this game. I feel like it's gonna be a really, really good one. My only concern really is for the game. There's a lot of modes in it, and I know there's a story mode and such. The story mode will be fun to complete. That's fine. But one thing I really hope they do is I really hope that they give you an incentive to play online. I hope they give you an incentive to play the battle modes. I hope you unlock something. I hope you unlock extra costumes. I hope you unlock something. I hope you level up. That's my only concern for the game so far, and it's a minor concern, but I'm pretty sure that the Luigi's Mansion games will be fine. Luigi's Mansion 3 will be fine. It'll be great. I can't wait. It's coming out in a few days, and that is the history of Luigi's Mansion. You know, we've seen a GameCube release, a 3DS release, a arcade release, and now in a couple of days we'll see a Nintendo Switch release. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Before we go, I have one final announcement to share just before we end this video, so please do check it out. I'm going to be live tomorrow with Luigi's Mansion. Now, I can't believe I'm going to be live on a Thursday. I know it's kind of weird me being live on a Thursday, so I wanted to let you all know now. Luigi's Mansion 3 for some reason launched on a Thursday. Well, I guess not for some reason, it launches on Halloween, but you know, it launches on a Thursday, so I wanted to let you know I'll be streaming it, and we'll be doing a live stream Friday. I'll also be streaming it as well, so lots of Luigi's Mansion goodness is coming. So today you've got your video on Wednesday, Thursday I'll be streaming it with an unboxing, and then Friday I'll be streaming it again. So 3 days of Luigi's Mansion goodness. Wow. Lots of Luigi's Mansion content's coming. Can't wait. There's an online mode. I don't know if you unlock that straight away. I don't know a lot about the game yet. It's not out, so yeah, can't really say a lot. Super excited though. There'll be an online mode. If you can play with friends, I'll be playing with you guys. I can't wait for Luigi's Mansion. It's in my eyes a new kind of Mario game. You know, we haven't really got a Mario game this year apart from Mario Maker, so this is another big Mario game for me. Yeah, I'm excited for this as I was for Odyssey. There you go. I said it. I'm super excited for Luigi's Mansion. I can't wait. I think aesthetically, I think in terms of graphics and aesthetics, this might be the best Switch game we've got. I mean, Smash is up there, Breath of the Wild's up there, Odyssey's up there, Splatoon's up there. But, you know, this is looking pretty good. The lighting's looking pretty good. Can't wait for Luigi Mansion 3. And quick reminder, I've got an SNF Pokemon Direct coming up your way on Monday, so check that out. I've got some Pokemon details to share. All news on Pokemon Week, my starter, what game I'm picking. Yeah, I'll be doing lots of news and stuff. More details to come on Monday, so yeah, remember to check that out. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching the SNF Halloween Special. Now, we've had a lot of content has gone into this, a lot of time has gone into this, so make sure you do subscribe down below and hit the like button, all that other good stuff. Yeah, I've really enjoyed making the Halloween special, and want to do some more specials like this in the future, really. Really liked going into the history of Luigi's Mansion, sort of going through that. I've been finally able to use that arcade machine footage. You guys honestly don't understand how long I've had that footage, and actually wanted to put it into a video. Like, I think we're literally going back probably like 2017, like mid 2017. So yeah, to finally been able to use that footage, you know, I never thought I'd see the day, but there you go, we was able to use the footage, and just to sort of go over Luigi's Mansion in general, you know. Luigi's Mansion's been kind of a game that's been a bit, you know, not forgotten, but it's not a big franchise, but it's not a tiny franchise either, and I don't think a lot of people know the actual history of it. So yeah, you know, it is a really, really interesting video to make. I kind of want to make more videos like this, to be honest. Like, I've enjoyed it. It's taken some time, some effort, you know, but I've enjoyed making it. So yeah, I don't know, let me know what your thoughts on this video down below, and I'll see you in another one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a good Halloween. We have more projects coming up in the future, so make sure you subscribe and check those out. But on that note, thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you in another one.